Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the All We Do Is Talk podcast. Here with our top 10 of interior offensive linemen. I'm here with Moody and Isaiah. What's up, fellas?
What's good, y'all? How y'all doing today? Talking about the trench. We're still in the trenches here. Where
Yep.
football games are won. Where you're gonna find your sneaky picks for your running backs in fantasy because their offensive lines are good. And then the interior offensive line, that's where it matters the most. So it's got fantasy purpose, even though you don't even know it.
Love talking trenches. Love talking trenches, man. Ready to go.
All right, who wants to start this off?
I guess I'll go first. Uh, Honorable mention is David Andrews. I believe he's still up there in New England. He's one of the last players remaining from their last Super Bowl team because it's been a few years since New England has won a Super Bowl. But
But not Tom
consistent.
Brady though.
But he's consistent. They paid him. New England rarely ever tags a player and pay him. That's all I got to say about that. That's honorable mention right there. At number 10, I have Mr. Ali Marpet. I think I think he was rated the higher rated guard from last year of the Tampa Bay two. I think the other guy got hurt anyway, and he's the instigator guy. He's the guy that's going around instigating fights, and he's a headache, but he's a mauler type. And I think he is hurt right now, and that will be a big deal for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But that's a problem for. We'll see how bad that gets. And number 9, I have the new guard for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Mr. Brandon Sheriff, another guy who escaped from Washington football team. I mean, they lost Trent Williams and this guy, two guys they drafted and developed out of the top 10.
Good
I
luck,
mean, this
Carson
guy,
Wentz.
he's a mauler. He's going to be great for that offensive line in Jacksonville, protecting Trevor Lawrence from the interior. Great pass protector, better pass protector than run blocker, but still a good all-around offensive lineman. Hopefully, he lasts as long. He was an older player coming out. I think he's 28 already. So we'll see how much he's got left. But offensive linemen are weird because some of them last forever. Some of them last 5, 6 years. So it's weird. It's a physical position, especially in the interior. Number 8, I have a guy who could have been rookie of the year, is it Chris Humphreys?
Creed.
Creed Humphreys. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his first name. Creed Humphreys. I mean, an Andy Reid classic. He's great at drafting offensive linemen. You get a plug and play center that's an all pro from day one in day two. That's a win. That's all I can say. He could be higher on this list. It's just I'm gonna wait till I see some more because there's some guys ahead of him who have been doing it longer. And at number 7, I have the stalwart from the Philadelphia Eagles, Mr. Jason Kelsey. I mean, holdover from their Super Bowl team, a piece that he's just as important to their offensive line as Lane Johnson. When those two guys are in, that offensive line's unbeatable. And I don't know how much longer he's got left, but he's still a great player. And at number 6, I have the first of the Cleveland guards on my list, Mr. Wyatt Teller, a guy who got cut by the Buffalo Bills. And they kind of could use an all pro guard. That's all I gotta say. They cut this guy, he goes to Cleveland, he becomes all pro literally right away. So I mean I don't know how that happens, but hey, he's a great player, better mauler than pass protector, but really opens up those holes for Nick Chubb. And we'll talk about his teammate later.
Yeah, I was actually surprised when doing this list to see how actually deep the interior offensive line is just throughout the league. I feel like every team has at least one or two high level caliber starters.
Not the
Uh,
Giants. Oh no, we got Glowinski. We got Glowinski
Glowinski,
now.
like Glowinski is a respectable
Yeah.
offensive lineman. Like it's really really hard to have three bad center guard center. It's really hard to be bad at all three of those spots. Even Tampa Bay with all their injuries still hanging on to Shaq Mason. I'll go ahead next. At number 10, I got Michael Onwenu from New England Patriots. Rumor is Patriots are looking at trading Isaiah Wynn, and Onwenu might be moving out to tackle, so he may not be on this particular list long. But either way, he's still a very quality offensive lineman for the Patriots. Another guy that Bill Belichick has to put a lot of faith in, and I think he'll be one of the best offensive linemen in the league now that he has a chance to play out at tackle. But we'll see. He's got another spot. At number 9, Wyatt Teller, first Cleveland guy. Cleveland's got arguably the best offensive line in the league. Wyatt Teller's been an all-pro guard, simply outstanding. At number 8, Jason Kelsey from the Eagles. I think he's taken a couple of steps back from where he was at his peak, and Philadelphia is ready to replace him. But he's still really, really good. Still one of the best centers in the league. Just a couple of guys I think are ahead of him at this point. At number 7, I got Frank Ragnow. Detroit's also going to have a few guys coming on the list consistently. He's one of their best guys in the interior. He's the signal caller for that offensive line. I think he's good in the mental game as well as good in the physical game. And at number 6, I got Joel Bitonio, another Cleveland guy. This is why Cleveland has the best run game in the league in terms of like their running backs being the only threat to run the ball, unlike Philly and Tennessee and those other teams that have quarterbacks doing it. It's all running backs and it's all offensive line in Cleveland. They hammer home Kevin Stefanski in that zone system. Joel Bitonio has been a plug and play guy for a long time.
Yeah, man, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so my number 10, I got Shaq Mason going from New England to Tampa Bay. The chemistry with Tom Brady's already there, and he can keep the Patriot way in Tampa Bay going. Number 9, I got Brandon Scherf from Jacksonville. I think that's a huge pickup for Trevor Lawrence. Number 8, I got Wyatt Teller from Cleveland. Cleveland has the best offensive line in the league, so they're going to have people on this list. Number 7, I got Creed Humphreys from Kansas City. He's part of that 1-year transformation of that Kansas City offensive line, which was absolutely incredible to see. And then number 6, I got Corey Linsley from the Chargers.
Okay. All right, so I guess we all had Creed Humphreys in that tier, Brandon Scherf.
I haven't mentioned Creed Humphreys yet.
Oh, you want Teller? Did you guys have Teller?
Yeah, Teller.
Teller. It's I think that it's consensus who the best guys are. I'm trying. Did you guys have either of the Tampa Bay guys, and that counts Marpet or Kappa, who went to Cincinnati?
No, I didn't have a Tampa Bay guy on my list.
I had Mason. Check Mason.
He's New England. Or no, he's in Tampa Bay.
No, he's in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick did his son a favor. A nice little favor. Here you go. You want Gronk? Here you go. You want Shaq Mason? Here you go, Tom. No problem. But Bill loves calling out other people cheating, though. Just saying.
All right, so let me round up my list. At 5, I've got the other Cleveland Brown tackle, Mr. Joel Bitonio. He's been a stalwart on that offensive line since they were 0-16. He made it out. They got decent teams now, and he's kind of the leader of that team now. He was there to learn. He learned from Joe Thomas, and he's bringing that veteran presence at that offensive line nowadays. At number 4, I've got Frank Ragnow. I mean, it's between him and my number 3 guy, which is Corey Linsley for the best center in the NFL. Ragnow was hurt last year, so I gave Linsley that as the tiebreaker, but both are really great. Both are leaders of that offensive line, which you need your center to do, make the calls and everything. Lindsey's a little bit more that has is more veteran and more battle tested. Ragnow is younger and more in his physical prime. And Lindsey's played with Aaron Rodgers, so he picked up some things playing with Aaron Rodgers for sure. And at number 2, I've got Zach Martin. He's just as dominant as my number 1 guy, Quentin Nelson. I just think Quentin Nelson is in his physical prime. Zach Martin is a little bit better mentally. And that's just how it came down to it. Quentin Nelson, is Quentin Nelson. Zach Martin.
Yeah.
99 overall. They should both 99 overall. That's all I got to say about both of those guys.
Yeah, definitely agree there. 1A, 1B as far as those two guys go. At number 5 for me, I got Elton Jenkins from the Green Bay Packers. He kind of plays all over the offensive line for them. His positional versatility alone, he deserves to be top 10 on somebody's list. Doesn't matter which one. And he's been a big part in helping them overcome the backyard injuries the last couple of years. Number 4, I got Creed Humphrey. I think he's the second best center in the league. I expect him to be the best center by season's end. He was really, really good right away. Savior for Patrick Mahomes and our offensive line. At number 3, I got Corey Linsley, the best center in the league for the Chargers. Him and Aaron Rodgers had great chemistry, and now he's going to pass on that wisdom to Justin Herbert, and I think that'll make them a more dynamic offense in the as far as they can be. And number 2, I'm going to have my bias be involved here. Quentin Nelson can be number 2 because Zach Martin, first ballot Hall of Famer, can have his number 1 spot because that's how consistent he's been. Hasn't had a holding call in 6 years. We got to give the man his respect. Number 1.
And he plays for the Cowboys.
For the Cowboys. You know how hard it is to do that? We got to give the man his clout. Zach Martin, number 1.
Yeah, I can't disagree with any of the top 2. But so number 5, I got Joe Thuney from Kansas City. Number 4, I got Joel Bitonio. How do you?
Batonio.
Bitonio. Okay. Number 3, Jason Kelsey from Philly. Him and Lane Johnson have been the staples for over a decade, right? Almost a decade. No, and then number 1, Quentin Nelson. Number 2, Zach Martin. The Notre Dame boys. You can put them in any order you want. I love them both the same. Carry the hell on.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Consensus. Luckily, I think I was a little. Did you either of you guys have Frank Ragnow on your list?
Yeah, I have Frank Ragnow at 7.
7? Okay. I think he's gonna have a big like we've been saying about the Detroit Lions. I think that offensive line is gonna get a lot of attention when people see how good they are in mauling people this year. So that should be interesting. For my breakout guy, I'm going with Mr. Elijah Vera Tucker. Now it scares me that his left tackle buddy is gonna be Dwayne Brown. So that actually might help. That's a better veteran presence to help him learn. But if he got to play next to Mekhi Becton, that probably would have been one of the best left sides in the NFL. But shed a tear for the Jets. They're cursed. Still a great prospect. Hey, watch out. He might even be playing some tackle if they need him to. And my rookie, I'm going to let you guys go with – I'm going to let Eric go with his Notre Dame guy. No. Yeah, his Notre Dame guy. And I'm just going to go with Zion Johnson because I think you guys are going to speak about Linderbaum anyway. Zion Johnson next to Mr. Rashad Slater, that's right there, your future best left side in the NFL probably. Zion Johnson is a mauler, physical presence. He's going to be great next to Rashad Slater protecting Justin Herbert.
All right, go ahead, Eric.
Go ahead. All right. So I had the same breakout as you, Isaiah. I had Vera Tucker. But my rookie, I'm going to have Tyler Linderbaum. What are we doing here? He went to Iowa.
He went to Iowa.
Iowa.
But he's a beast. I mean, if he wasn't a center and he was a guard, he would have been drafted, I think, a lot higher. But centers aren't valued like the other offensive line positions. So he dropped to the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking about to be a part of
Hamilton. I was thinking about Hamilton from Notre Dame. That's why. But I know he fell to the Ravens. That's why I was getting them confused. But yeah, I knew one of you guys were gonna say him. So I was like, I'll go with Zion Johnson because I think they're both be great.
Just to complete with Eric, Tyler Linderbaum, no question, best rookie. He went to Baltimore. Like that tells you everything that you need to know where he fell and how that's gonna work out for them because things just work out for Baltimore. And for breakout, it's going to be another team that things just work out for. It'll be Kevin Dotson for the Pittsburgh Steelers when their rebuilt offensive line. He's going into year 3, I think, for them. Had a really good season last year, and I expect now with a little bit more help around him, a more athletic quarterback who can get away from pressure, he'll look better overall. He's already good in the run game. I like Kevin Dotson a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh is good at developing that guard position, so that's a great call. But yeah, anything else to say about the big nasties in the middle?
No,
I got nothing else. Yeah, this is a good list all around. I think it's just a super deep position and not a good young guys coming in the drafts recently.
Yeah, that rounds up all of our lists for offense. We'll have the defense coming next. Just remember, like, comment, share, subscribe. Blow it up. Help blow us up. I'll catch y'all later, all right?